New camera, who this? Yeah, I got a new camera, guys, so, So hopefully it looks really nice, and everybody likes it, so if there's any kind of issues with it, let me know, but I have a new camera. How fun is that? Anyway, welcome to New RPG News. I'm David, and we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today, and I'm going to be going all over it with y'all, and I definitely do this with the sub as you come and you join a party and you level on up with me. Thank you so much for your sub, your like, and your hype. It helps me out a ton, and we're starting off with some Nintendo news. The Pokemon trading card game Pocket Expansion Fantastical Parade launches on January the 28th right here. I personally barely play Pokemon, let alone a mobile phone Pokemon game, but here we are. Fantastical Parade introduces new Mega Evolution Pokemon X cards with the legendary Pokemon Ogerpon, making its Pokemon, that sounds like a Digimon, making its Pokemon trading card game Pocket debut as Teal Mask Ogerpon X players will be able to, Will be able to expand their card collection and elevate their battling experience by opening new booster packs featuring Mega Gardevoir? Additionally, a free update will follow the next day on January the 29th, introducing the following features. They should just have this all on the same day, but whatever. There's a new messaging function and a random battle option as well. So you can choose preset messages to share whether you'd like to trade for a wishlisted card or a card in an alternate language. And as part of the solo battle feature, players will have the option to participate in a random battle with a player's deck will be a surprise until the battle begins. So if you play this mobile Pokemon game, then have fun with this. I, for one, will be skipping it. Greedfall: The Dying World launches on March the 12th. It's an RPG where every choice shapes your fate, coming up for the PS5, Xbox, and PC. And apparently it was called Greedfall: The Dying World. Oh, no, wait. It was called Greedfall 2: The Dying World, and now it's just called Greedfall: The Dying World. So, yeah, it's not a sequel. It's just a spin-off, I guess, of the first game. I don't know, however they want to market it this way. But it says, the story starts 3 years before... Okay, it's a prequel. Gotcha. The story starts 3 years before the events of the first game and the adventures of De Sardet. I've never played Greedfall, and here we are, Western RPG, and me, it's kind of like oil and water, so here we are. This time you play as the native of Tirfredi, uprooted by force from your island and taken to the continent of Gassane? Well, the colonists are from. In this old world ravaged by war and scarred by the Malachor plague and the political scheming of the different factions, you need to regain your freedom and control your own destiny. Using diplomacy, cunning, or combat, as well as help from the allies that you make, it's up to you to end one man's ambitions of conquest, which could spell the end for the continent and for your island. Experience the unique world of Greedfall again by exploring the old continent. Travel across new landscapes from Olima, the City of Stars, to the Bridge Alliance, to the shores of Oxantis, and uncover the secrets of these ancient lands. Meet all the factions that share control over these nations and navigate the treacherous waters of their schemes and conspiracies. So yeah, they're doing like a prequel sort of thing, kind of like Lufia 2, but it's in the same world because they like to recycle assets, whereas Lufia 2, you had a whole new world to go through. I really, really like this news here. It says, the 100-line Last Defense Academy is officially a 1-2 pack. This update enables you to start the sequel without clear data. So essentially what they're saying is, hey y'all, we know that this game came out last year and it came out as one game, but guess what? It's actually one game and its sequel. Ha! Look at that! We're going to retcon this. So yeah, it says that the first game is the first 100 days of your school life, whereas the 100-line 2 is the 100 days that follow afterwards. And the game's now officially acknowledging as a 1-2 pack the first game and its sequel. Now, why this actually matters is because it says an upcoming update will enable players to start the 100-line 2 without clear data from the 100-line Last Defense Academy. And starting the sequel unlocks the Chapter Select feature, allowing players to move freely to the start of any date or to the points before or after branching paths. So with 100 possible endings, players can aim to experience every ending. So that's really freaking neat. It makes it so much easier and simpler to get all these various endings, especially because the developers were like, hey, we're going to add even more endings, They were like, hey, 100 endings isn't enough. We need even more endings. So they're going to be adding those in as well, so you don't have to, replay the game a billion times to get all 100 endings. You could just, choose the day that you want and then do the different dialogue choice to do the next branch to go to the next ending. So I think that that's a really cute or a good quality of life feature right there. Kingdom's Return, Time Eating Fruit, and the Ancient Monster gameplay trailer details and screenshots. The The game loop and progression is explained, and Kupo is going crazy. You can hear her barking downstairs. That's just fantastic. Hello, Kupo. Everybody in the comments say hello to Kupo. She doesn't like the people walking by. Anyway, this is an action RPG where players must adventure to destroy their fallen kingdom, collect materials in 2D side-scrolling adventure stages. She's a 6-pound holy terror. She's teensy-weensy tiny, but man, she does not shut up. Oh, good lord. Then you use them as strategy part to build your city as you see fit, empowering up your characters in the process. Kupo! Kupo, come here! Come here! Come here! Choose from one of 4 characters, Imperial, Alchemist, Wizard, or Zaipangu, and set out on an adventure through a variety of action stages. Collect the materials here that you use to build your kingdom, placing buildings that buff your character stats. Then set it again to conquer even more dangerous stages until the bosses are afraid of you. Explore the world and you'll see monsters roaming around. You can either avoid them or seek out battles aggressively. By battling monsters, you'll earn materials to use back at your kingdom. Defeating enemies will also earn you experience points, raising your level of your adventure. Leveling up will increase your parameters and make you stronger. You'll also earn CP to spend in your class circle to unlock new abilities. In the strategy part of the game, use materials that you've gathered to build structures and restore your kingdom. Even from a lowly start, adventurers will get stronger and stronger by restoring their kingdom and adventuring. Okay, I'm back with Kupo. She is freaking out. I figured out what was going on. Ken came home, he pulled into the driveway, and he's on the phone talking really loudly because he didn't want to come in and disturb her. But she heard him talking on the phone, and she's freaking out because she knows that Ken is home. So say hello to everybody, Kupo, if you want to, like, turn around. There you go, little baby. Oh. Okay, so yeah, 6-pound holy terror. Okay. Life is Strange Reunion announced for the PS5, Xbox, and PC, due out on March the 26th. Has a standard edition, a deluxe edition, a twin pack, and a collector's edition for $100 at the Square Enix store. I've never played these Life is Strange games before. They just don't seem like my sort of thing, you know? Chloe Price was Max Caulfield's partner in crime. Losing her is Max's greatest regret. Now Chloe has come to Calderon University. Haunted by nightmares and impossible memories, Chloe needs Max's help. But Max is already in crisis. In 3 days, a deadly inferno will destroy the campus. Max's rewind power has brought her time, but she can't prevent the blaze alone. The fire will force Max and Chloe to make devastating decisions. Can they find a future together before everything burns? It's an epic finale! The saga of Max and Chloe and the fate of Calderon is yours to decide. Play as both Max and Chloe as an all-new story builds towards an epic climax. And Rewind returns. Max's iconic power is back. Undo and redo every decision, change the course of conversations, and manipulate your environment to solve 4-dimensional puzzles. If you've played these Life is Strange games, do you think that I would like them? To me, they seem like puzzle, visual novel-y sort of things, like Maniac Mansion-y sort of stuff, and I'm not really a fan of that. Vampire Crawlers, the Turbo Wildcard for Vampire Survivors demo, launches on February the 23rd for Xbox and PC, and there's a new video that I'm showing right now that introduces Turbo Turn and card customization. And Kupo, don't lick the microphone. So turn-based combat without the wait. In Vampire Crawlers, you don't have to pause for animations to compete before triggering your next move. The game intelligently stacks and executes your ability inputs with precision, allowing you to play at your own chaotic pace. It turns tactical combat into fast, engaging, and visually rewarding experiences. Card customization. Discover endless ways to play your cards. Gems allow you to customize your cards with a variety of effects, ranging from raw damage multipliers to full weapon evolutions. Whether you want a simple power boost or deep strategic planning, Gems give every player the tools to create game-breaking combos. It's coming out for the PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC via Steam and Microsoft Store, iOS, and Android in early to mid of this year. Digimon Story Time Stranger DLC, additional Digimon and episode pack 2 Gakuran launches on January the 22nd, so it should already be out by the time that this video goes live. It says it'll be available to users who have purchased the Deluxe or Ultimate Editions, or can it be purchased separately through the Season Pass. The downloadable content will feature new Mega Digivolution routes, including Bancho Lilymon, Bancho Stingmon, Bancho Goemon, and Bancho Mamemon, and a special questline that centers around one of the game's central characters, Hiroko Sagisaka. I'm telling you, like, that Pokemon sounded like a Digimon. What was the name of that Pokemon? And I was like, it sounded like a Digimon. Yeah, Ogerpon, right there. And then the Digimon, yeah, with these Mon things. Like, I told you so. Okay, Ken's off the phone, so he's home now, and Kupo left, so she's very excited. So say goodbye to our little guest star. Fable launches this fall for PS5, Xbox, and PC. We have a new gameplay teaser trailer, and the PS5 version is newly announced, and it will also be available via Game Pass. I mentioned this in last New RPG news, and I said I'd never played a Fable before, so just putting it out there, never played it. I just cover these things because I know that sometimes you might like these games. But again, Western RPG, and that's just the end of my story. It says, we've always referred to this game as a new beginning because one of the things that we're convinced of was that we had to reboot the franchise. So this is a complete remake of Fable. It's been a long time since the end of the original trilogy. Nearly 2 generations have passed in video game terms, and those original games are still available to play today, looking even better than they did back then, thanks to the wizardry of backwards compatibility. So we've chosen not to be beholden to the timeline of the original games, the events, the characters, and really just to allow ourselves the freedom to build our own Albion and tell our own new story within it. There's a lot of faithfulness in the way that we're approaching this game, and I certainly think that the inspiration of the original trilogy is really clear for everybody to see. But we wanted to make sure that this was still a new beginning that would allow us to tell the stories that we wanted to tell. So this is a full-on remake of the original Fable game. Tokyo Clanpool Uncut Edition announced for the PC. Pre-orders open on January the 22nd, so they should be available by the time that this video is live, and I will have links below for it. It says, the updated release of Tokyo Clanpool restores all the original content from the Japanese version of the game and will include faithful localization in English and traditional Chinese text. Additionally, for those who already own the GOG release of Tokyo Clanpool digitally, an off-site patch will be made available to restore content that required removal from the previous versions of the game. We now have officially confirmed the cancellation of Tokyo Clanpool's release for the Nintendo Switch in North America and Europe. Really? This is my Nintendo Switch version right here. You can literally see my Nintendo Switch version right here, but apparently it is banned in North America, but I have it because guess what? There were only 1,000 of these made, and I made a video about it, and I said, hey y'all, you might want to go ahead and grab this game because it's going to be, banned in America, and they're only making a couple of them, so you might want to grab them, and I did, so this is why you listen to me, folks. You gotta listen to me. Anyway, done with that little rant, making Tokyo Clanpool Uncut Edition for the PC the definitive physical option for collectors. The game will be included on a uniquely branded USB drive along with a soundtrack CD, art book, poster, sticker sheets, acrylic character standees, and a numbered certificate in a collector's box, priced at $50 plus shipping. Fulfillment is expected in early 2026. Only 1,000 units will be produced. Give me the new secret of Evermore. I am all about this. This is insane. And also, this is from Game Freak, the same developers of Pokemon. And normally, you look at those Pokemon games and it's like, ooh, but this looks amazing. Okay, so this is launching this summer, and I've never really heard of it before, but it says it's a one-person, one-dog action RPG. Hence the Secret of Evermore comparison that I made right there. It's coming out for the PS5, Xbox, and PC. It'll also be available via Game Pass. The protagonists of the story, Emma and Ku, oh how cute, his name is Ku, meet in a land of the East. Emma was born afflicted by the Blight, which has granted her the power to manipulate plants. Void of both memory and emotion, Emma is shunned and feared by those around her, living a life of total isolation. Ku, on the other hand, is what's known as a malefact, a creature that poses a dire threat to this world. Emma bears the burden of a sealer, a role that requires her to hunt these malefacts and absorb their blight into her own body. So there's 2 different gameplay styles. Emma fights using a fast-paced katana action, while Ku supports her with powerful skills triggered via command-based system, similar to a turn-based RPG. So you have action combat with Emma, but you can go ahead and you can switch over to Ku to use different skills and abilities. It's almost like stopping the combat in Secret of Evermore to use your alchemy. You know what I'm saying? In this game, you don't have to rely on raw action skills alone to survive. By performing a parry against the enemy attacks with Emma, you'll earn points that can be used to unleash Ku's abilities. Oh, like in gathering ingredients for alchemy. You can open up Ku's command menu at any time, like the ring menu, and Ku possesses a wide range of skills designed to handle a variety of combat situations. Oh, say it with me, folks! Kind of like, alchemy! Whether you're in a pinch, Ku is always there for you. We're selecting Ku's skills from the menu, combat slows down, which gives you breathing room to assess the battlefield and strategize your comeback. And guess what, folks? This ain't a Souls-like either. It has 3 different difficulty settings. You got your normal, you got your hard mode, and you got your story mode. Woo! freaking who. I am so sick of the Souls-likes. This looks fantastic. I cannot wait for this. We have a delay. The Seven Deadly Sins Origin has been delayed to March. It's no longer due out on January the 28th. This is a free-to-play open-world action RPG coming out for the PS5, PC, iOS, and Android. It says that they put out some sort of like beta testing, feedback thingamajigger, and it says, although the test period was short, we received feedback that was far more extensive and in-depth than our development team had anticipated. So basically, the feedback was, yo, game sucks. Fix it. And most importantly, we were grateful to see the CBT survey. Okay. All the gay people in the room right now know exactly what I'm thinking. If you have no idea what CBT is, do not look it up. Do not take my word for it. Do not look it up, but I'm dying. So we're grateful to see the CBT survey that the majority of participating Star Guardians responded that they intend to continue playing after the game's official launch. So yeah, they gotta rename that. That is awful. Free Ride is now available for the Nintendo Switch. It previously came out on the PC. It is available digitally on the eShop for $20. It came out on May the 1st of last year on Steam. It's a game about you. Board or trained in the spirit world in our oddball RPG where you make friends, use telekinesis, find secrets, consume ice cream, and chart your own path. Each character is uniquely troubled, and in helping them find their way, you might just find yourself too. Hop aboard the Fate train to the spirit world, discovering wondrous landscapes and strange characters. But be warned, the future of this world may very well rest on your knobby little shoulders. It says that the story is shaped by your decisions, both conscious and unconscious. Go looking for a fight or you find one, you want drama, there's plenty of that. It's a personality test, weirdly enough. So yeah, if this looks interesting to you, be sure to check it out. It's The Witch's Bakery! Again, I remember covering this not that long ago, but it's adding a Switch 2 version that's launching in Q2 of this year, alongside previously already announced PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC versions, all coming out again in Q2. Looks like it's going to be $35 for the physical editions right there. It doesn't say how much the digital editions will be over on Steam. I imagine probably the same price. It's a 2D adventure RPG about a joyful witch who opens her bakery in modern-day Paris. She has one special power. She can see into people's hearts and heal emotions through magic. It's split into 3 different time periods. You have daytime, evening, and night. During the day, she manages her bakery and she services her clients. During the evening, she explores Paris, builds relationships, discovers the city's secrets, blah, blah, blah. And at nighttime, she rests, improves her magic, and decorates her bakery and spends time in her cozy atelier. And finally, Arknight's Endfield is now available. It's the next evolution of the Arknight's universe, which I've never heard of. It's a free-to-play 3D action RPG for the PS5 and PC, also iOS, App Store, and Android. So it's a mobile game coming to PC and PS5 as well. Apparently, this is a very popular series. 100 million down. I've never heard of this series in my life, but I also don't watch anime, so yeah, whatever. The launch marks the first time the IP is expanded beyond mobile. Okay, and I also don't play mobile games for that. I mean, I play some mobile games. Not a whole hell of a lot, but I'm definitely going to play Suikoden Starleap this year. That one looks amazing. Anyway, it introduces a new frontier storyline and world built around exploration, real-time combat, and base building. Players can be in squads of up to 4 operators, combining skills, elemental synergies, and coordinated tactics across fast-paced encounters. The story follows the Endministrator, not the Administrator, the Endministrator, a legendary guardian awakened from a 10-year hibernation to lead Endfield Industries from their orbital headquarters, the OMV Daijang. On Talos 2, players harness the Automated Industrial Complex, a system used to architect integrated production networks and power grids across the wilderness. As an Endman, players must manage these facilities, defend the civilization banned from organized raider clans, and investigate the origins of their self-commissioned Zeroth Directive. So yeah, I will say this about mobile games. At least they're not, like, all mobile, if you know what I mean. Like, they're coming to PS5, they're coming to PC. You can play them with, like, a controller, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that bad. Whenever I play games like Sword of Convaleria or Mecharashi, I play those on the PC using a controller. I ain't using my telephone, you know what I'm saying? So I don't mind them whenever I can play them with a controller, it's fine. It's whenever it's on the phone that I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. Anyway, that's it for me. That's this week's news. Thank you so much for joining me. I always have a blast playing these, or doing these things, and you got to see Kupo again, a little guest star. She was freaking out. I'm sure she was very happy, although she had no clue what was going on. So yeah. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, have a good day.